If you were to ask me, do I wish David Cameron that he hadn't said that he would have a referendum? Yes, I bloody well do.
We have let a lot of passionate genies out of the bottle, I might say, on this occasion, and getting them back in might be a bit problematic.
I genuinely think it's tight, but the passion, the energy is on the Leave side of the argument.
No, I don't take Farage seriously. I mean, he's just a sort of caddish little loudmouth.
I'd say...
Farage,
please. Every day and everywhere it gets better and better, and now every minute our majority is rising steadily. So we're the future and Europe's the past.
Britain Stronger in Europe campaign says that you are sexist, that you are racist, that you are toxic.
Very good. This issue, this is about the country. It's not about wretched careers.
Just 16 days to go before the UK makes a momentous
decision. Frankly, the cost of membership now far outweighs any benefit.
Things that affect our great country, we would have no say over.
I think it is wrong.
That would damage our economy. We need to be in this organisation.
We need to get back British passports.
I love this country.
So you're running the Leave campaign, I see.
That's what they say. I just do what I do. Let Osborne say what he likes. Let Mr. Cameron say what he likes. I think they're in trouble.
That group of unelected old men in Brussels have hijacked the word Europe, and I want us to vote for Brexit, not just so that we are a free, independent democracy, but so that the rest of Europe follows our example.
NATO is stronger with a united Europe and weaker with a divided one. The one person who knows that most of all, it's President Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin. And for, oh listen guys, just because you boo doesn't mean to say it isn't true.
The issue of immigration. And frankly, it's not just about immigration, it's about race.
To leave political union. That means we leave the single market.
Absolutely nobody is talking about threatening our place in the
bull. If we were like Norway and Switzerland, really?
Outstandingly Norway.
They're rich.
Because only a madman would actually leave the market.
They're happy.
We have a great independent future, just as countries like Norway and Switzerland enjoy.
They're self-governing.
I mean, Norway, Switzerland, all of these countries have complete free trade with the EU. And by the way, I can't help noticing that they're doing pretty well.
And people say, well, actually, Norway, Iceland and Switzerland do pretty well.
The Norwegian option, the EEA option, I think that it might be initially attractive for some business people.
You know, the Norwegians have no ties in terms of foreign policy with the European Union. They have no ties in terms of their fishing industry, where they have a 200-mile limit. They are opted out and exempted from all the things that really make the British mad. We'll find ourselves part of the European Economic Area and with a free trade deal.
But to repeat, absolutely nobody is talking about threatening our place in the single market.
And all the very best. You've fought for 20 years for this of your life.
Only thing we need is self-confidence and belief.
And which country, of all those you've listed, wants us to leave the European Union?
I think that there are people...
Country?
There are people...
No, which country? Your poster on Turkey was no different from Nigel Farage's poster on Breaking Point. They have the same sentiment, to scare people, to stir up fear. No. That's what you were doing. That is a Project Hate, and that's what your campaign has been doing.
I pretty much sort of thought I knew how to deal with what I was going to be faced with. But if this goes wrong for Britain, I just don't know what the consequences are going to be. And I think they are very, very serious.
I hereby give notice that I have certified the following. The total number of votes cast in favour of Remain was 16,141,241. The total number of votes cast in favour of Leave was 17,410,742. This means that the UK has voted to leave the European Union.
you get so few of these moments and you never really properly savour them, and they're lost. And I'm going to savour this one.
There's that Italian expression, il mattino ha ora in bocca. The morning has gold in its mouth. And never has one felt so much that idea as this morning, really.
The one Prime Minister who was socially liberal, built up, you know, a reputation for tolerance around the party, got an absolute majority, is going. That is not good news, and he's going to be very difficult to replace.
And actually, we were talking to IDS, they were all surprised.
Oh, well, clever, aren't they? Yippee-dippy-doo-dah. You know, they basically finish him off and then complain when he's gone, didn't think through the consequences of what they were suggesting. And
it's just, you know, one day he is there and the next he's not. And, you know, I actually think he was right to go as well.
I'm delighted to have won so much support from my colleagues. I've won votes from Conservative MPs from across the party. And we need proven leadership.
Actually particularly worried that any of them are not going to do very well at their jobs. It's just how it's going to work that worries me. You know, the three huge egos, David Davis, Liam Fox, and Boris, is going to be a very difficult operation, in my view, to keep on track. And
then I think if you feel, since June the 23rd, you've seen political change in this country, if they betray those people, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Order! Order! Order!
Theresa May met the Queen and took office as Prime Minister.
We'll do this in a way which will be a smooth and orderly Brexit, a Brexit that protects jobs, protects livelihoods.
The ayes to the right, 202. The noes to the left, 432.
This government cannot govern and cannot command the support of Parliament on the most important issue facing our country. The ayes were 184, the noes were 293, so the noes have it.
Been looking for new ways, a new approach to find an agreement in Parliament, and that means cross-party talks.
To find the best possible solution. Please do not waste this time.
While both sides want a deal, we have to face up to the fact that, despite the progress we have made, there are two big issues where we remain a long way apart. And I have always said, no deal is better than a bad deal. But I have also been clear that the best outcome is for the UK to leave with a deal.
To be quite honest, looking at things right now, I haven't got the foggiest idea what is going to happen.
Ever since I first stepped through the door behind me as Prime Minister, I have striven to make the United Kingdom a country that works not just for a privileged few, but for everyone, and to honour the result of the EU referendum. Back in 2016, we gave the British people a choice. Against all predictions, the British people voted to leave the European Union. I have done everything I can to convince MPs to back that deal. Sadly, I have not been able to do so. But it is now clear to me that it is in the best interests of the country for a new Prime Minister to lead that effort. It will be for my successor to seek a way forward that honours the result of the referendum. I will shortly leave the job that it has been the honour of my life to hold. The second female Prime Minister, but certainly not the last. I do so with no ill will, but with enormous and enduring gratitude to have had the opportunity to serve the country I love.
Our mission is to deliver Brexit on the 31st of October for the purpose of uniting and re-energising our great United Kingdom and making this country the greatest place on earth.
Johnson, my opposition to Brexit and to a no-deal Brexit, and also made it clear to him that the people of Scotland should be able to chart their own course and choose their own future, not have that future imposed upon them.
If this Prime Minister has a positive pursuit of a no-deal Brexit as his idea of what the future of the United Kingdom needs, then he will certainly find no support for that here in Wales. I emphasised to the Prime Minister the catastrophic effect that would have on the Welsh economy.
We will look after the farming sector.
How exactly will you look after
We will make sure that they have the support that they need, that if there are markets that are going to be tricky, that we help them to find new markets, that we have interventions that are aimed to support them and their income.
No deal is on the table because of the fact that we have a very belligerent European Union who, instead of focusing on a deal that was good for all of us, wanted to break up the United Kingdom, something, of course, which no British Prime Minister should be a part of.
People of Northern Ireland have been without a government, without Stormont for 2 years and 6 months, so my prime focus this morning is to do everything I can to help that get up and running again.
We've challenged him very strongly on that policy. We've set out very clearly that this would be catastrophic for the Irish economy, for Irish livelihoods, for our society, for our politics, and for our peace accord.
Direct rule is not acceptable, and we're not going backwards. We can only go forwards. St Andrews Agreement removed the ability for the British government to go backwards and to roll back on direct rule. So it's not acceptable to me, and it certainly wouldn't be acceptable to the Irish government, I would expect.
A little lyric that I wrote that sums up the current situation. BREXIT, fed up with Brexit, me free. Trading relations, heading down the Swanee. If it doesn't fit on the side of a bus, let's not say it, don't make a fuss. Phase 1 was a floundering mess. The Prime Minister said she did her best. The Irish border was the sticking point, and the DUP. Cross-border trade, we're told it's possible. It's about wording, you see. A fudge, not a dodge. And as the Right Honourable Lady for Maidenhead really lost the thread, the Brexit spool unravels. Our economy headed south, and what about travel? Blue passports, we're told. Ah, perfect, imported they'll be. That's me, I'm sold. Choose Brexit, choose a new queue at the airport we'll be going through. It's for the next generation of children, I fear. Erasmus, international trade. Travel will be lost, I shed a tear. LGBT rights, workers' rights, equal pay, all important things. The EU has paved the way. On the night of the referendum and then the next day, promises were made. They were dead straight away. How will history judge our politicians of today? All of us here, not well, I'd say. Not all of us want to be facing this mess. In Scotland, we voted to stay in. We think it's for the best. So let's get together and stop this guddle. For the sake of our future, we need out of this Brexit muddle.
Quite honest, looking at things right now, I haven't got the foggiest idea